I get my vitamin D. Vitamin D up in here. Hi, Catherine. How are you? How is my fat behind gonna squeeze it? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, why not? I'm always asking somebody to pull out. Not really. I wish. No. Not this year anyway. Blue sky. I know, you got your thing to go to. So, Catherine, darling.
Yes.
In 2 to 3 minutes, what for you is the meaning of life?
Meaning of life.
Meaning of life.
Like, why are we here?
However you want to take that question, what's your answer? Because I need to know.
How the hell do I know?
Okay. I'll be Oprah. Look at me, I'm being Oprah.
The meaning of life, yeah. Why are we here? I think that I've developed over the years of my life. Probably, I don't know why, but I've always had this thing that I've always tried to make people feel good about themselves.
Yes.
And their life.
You have, yes.
I don't know why. But even when I was a kid in school, it always seemed like people always liked to talk to me and share like personal things with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like even in school I was the mediator when like girlfriends were having little tiffs and so forth. I don't know why. And I mean, I remember in the park in Coconut Grove when I was a teenager, I would like talk to homeless people to see what their story was, and to see if I could somehow offer them some kind of hope in a brief conversation.
Right.
I don't know. I think humanity I find fascinating, but we're all. I mean, we might have different experiences in our lives growing up that have different effects on us, but we all have the same human emotions. And even in people in other countries, that was a fascinating thing for me when I lived in Germany and Italy, to just discover, how similar we all are across humanity, because we have the same human emotions. And, the environmental factors and the society that we grew up in, culture that we grew up in, can give us different, attitudes about things. But basically, we all have a lot of similar qualities, and I find that fascinating.
I find you fascinating. I do, and that's why I ask you stuff like that, because it's not really so much the meaning of life, but for you, it's like. And that's why I think you and I get along so well, because I can share in that same sentiment. Like I've had strangers at bus stops, because I take the bus a lot, tell me like their life story in like 5 minutes, and I'm like, sometimes I am like, why me? Because it takes a lot out of you. You're just like, oh my God, like, why are you saddling me with this? I'm just trying to go to work. And that's probably the selfish part of me thinking that way. But then I always have something to say to them that, I get a feeling that I've kind of made their day, maybe, or...
Right.
And that feels good. That gives me life.
Exactly. And I feel it's so important to touch each human being.
Hi! You're on candid camera. Oh, wow. That was nice. Anyway, so you just kind of taking the scenery.
Very important to touch each human life in a positive way, if at all possible. Even if it's just with a brief contact or a smile on a sidewalk,
Yeah.
When you're walking past them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think something my grandmother taught me about treat others as you would have them treat you. It's like probably the most important
you're about as solid as they come in my book.
Oh.
I appreciate you, and I know we don't see each other as much as we'd like, but
It's hard.
because of life, schedules, and work.